Hello, hello, it's your girl Tina, and thank you for joining me today. So, I had some questions over on Instagram, and if you are over there, please join me. My handle is Tina E. Whitaker, and Whitaker is spelled with an H and two T's. So, follow me, watch my stories if you really want to know what's going on, and you could see more of my travel adventures. So I get a lot of questions from Instagram. I just put out a story and I said, hey, ask me anything that you want and I will answer. So I have picked the top questions, top 10 questions of what people asked about my travels and me and whatever else I wanted to ask. I'm going to answer. So here you go. Number one, I wrote it down so I'd stay on track. How long are you staying in France? So I'm staying in France for a year, unless something else comes up that makes me want to stay longer. Number two, have you done anything to your teeth? Well, let's look here. I do get a lot of compliments on my teeth, which I'm really surprised and really happy with. I want to thank my parents for giving me braces when I was 12. I had braces for 2 years, and that's all I've done with my teeth. I got my wisdom teeth out, I think, when I was in my early 20s, and I've never had to whiten my teeth. Ding! And I've never had to have any major surgery or anything, or any dental work at all. I'm just really blessed. I'm thankful and grateful for that. So thank you for that question. Really sweet. What type of visa do you have? So I'm on a long stay visa for a year, and it's a tourist visa. So technically and untechnically, I cannot work in France. However, I can work in my field of real estate with my agency and with other agencies outside of France as well. And I can refer clients in France. So, obviously, just a shameless plug, if you want to move to Europe and you're looking to buy or sell a house, I would love to help you. I'm more than qualified to help you, and I work with a team that knows all the legalities of buying a house and selling a house. So we will work together to get you the most amount of money that the market can provide. So yeah, definitely email me. My email is the same as my Instagram handle, Tina, middle initial E Whitaker @gmail.com. Hit me up, or even DM me on Instagram is the easiest way. Are you a model? Oh my goodness. Well, I hate to identify as a model, but I actually have been with a modeling agency working as a plus size model since I was 23. And that's kind of older to start modeling, but I've always had work that way, and I always want to be with an agency. So now that I've moved to France and I've been here for almost 7 months, it's time to start looking for a modeling agency here in France, and it's got to be one that represents curve division very well, and one that is just one of the top plus agencies in the industry. I would love to work with someone like that. I worked with Deco Models in Miami, and I worked with Maryland's model in North Carolina, which I love. So yeah, thank you for asking that question. What's another question? Moving on. Oh yeah, and back into the model thing, I would love to do more modeling because it would allow me to stay in this country, in Europe longer, as well as the real estate. The more real estate and modeling I do, the longer I could possibly stay in the country. So to answer your question, how long am I staying? It depends. And also, if you want to keep these videos going, feel free to donate, whether it's $2, $20, or $20,000. You can donate to my PayPal. I'll leave the link below. And I've been receiving so much support from you all, and I really appreciate it. And just keep it going and keep liking, keep sharing, and the videos will keep on coming. Next question. Hardest part about living in France? I would say I had a hard time, if you watched any of my other videos, renting an apartment. Some of you may know that I lived in hotels for like the first few months of my adventure moving from Charlotte, North Carolina to France. And then I actually moved in with my professor and his family for a month until their condo was available for me to rent. So as an American and a tourist, you cannot work in this country. And if you cannot work, even if you can show that you can cover your rent for the month, you cannot rent an apartment unless you have a job with a French company. Or a sponsor or guarantor who can guarantee your full rent. And the reason I found out is because it's actually very hard to kick someone out of an apartment here in France. It's not like the US where they can literally evict you very quickly within a couple months or a couple weeks, you know? So it's very different. They really have to be careful with who they let rent because it's kind of like forever. They can't kick you out very easily. So what music do I like? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I love this. I love this question, and I absolutely love music. I can't just narrow it to one genre of music. I love classical, like a lot. Bach really relaxes me. I love how it sounds. I'm just in love with classical music, but like I love also French rap and French music. I'm really starting to like love. I always did love some of the Belgian French artists, including Angèle. Who else? Stormé, which is an international superstar. I'm sure a lot of you who listen to music know who Stormé is. I love all of his songs. Damso, he's a rapper in French. I don't know where he's from exactly in France, if he's African but either way, he's a French rapper. But aside from that, I'm from Detroit originally, so I love my soul music, my Aretha Franklin, my Stevie Wonders, my Anita Bakers. Hello, I love all those. Great artist. I love top 40, like Ariana Grande, Adele, who else? John Legend, Maxwell. I love like the techno and Calvin Harris and tons of music like that, you know, the poppy kind of music too. I just love music. Who else am I forgetting? Oh, and of course Beyonce is her own category. I love Beyonce. She's not like R&B, she's not rap, she's just like what genre of music? Beyonce? Okay, everyone knows, the Beehive knows what I'm talking about. I love me some Beyonce. When I was in France, I loved it because I went to Paris when I was in France. I'm in France right now. I'm in Annecy, France. But I went back to Paris, which is 3 hours away, and I was able to see the Drake concert. You know, he has this baby and his baby's mama in Paris. So it was like so great to see him in his element and like shouting out his family and like that his son is there, that he loves Paris. So that was an awesome concert. Drake assassination tour, I think it was. Yeah. Okay, where have you been in Europe and where do you want to go? So where have I been? You may have heard me mention in my other videos that I did live in Paris for a year in high school, and I graduated from American School of Paris. So I have had a lot of time to go to like Monaco and Belgium and Germany and Italy and like just all over Luxembourg, all over Europe, really. But I haven't had a chance to go to Ibiza. It's kind of like a party town. I really like my beachy places, so Ibiza would be awesome. It's in Spain, right? And then like I want to go to Italy. I don't think Dubai is close, but I want to go to Dubai. Anywhere there's a beach. And I've been to Santorini, Greece before, but I definitely want to go to Greece, probably Crete. Crete? That's kind of a party town too, but I love to dance. I love the beach. So like, it's a party, you know? I want to go to those tropical places. Wow. So that was like question, I think, number 8. Let's see. What do I find hardest about France? I didn't answer the second part of that. I said the rent was hard, but also clothes is hard to find. As a plus size person and a model, like if you're over a size 10, it's very hard to fit into an actual 10 is actually like a 12. And if you're above a 12, there's nothing above really a 12. There might be like a 14, but it's really actually smaller than it says. And people are just smaller here, so I can't really shop off the rack. Being a size 16, 18 is like unheard of here. So it's really hard to find clothes off the rack, which I find very disappointing, and I'd love to change that. In America, I worked as a plus fit model as well, trying on clothes for different retailers to help them fit plus size clothes. And I'd love to do that here for major companies so they can actually get the right sizes that women need, because 14 is the average size. 16 is average as well. 14, 16 is the average size of a woman. And to not have those in the stores readily available for customers is just like not helping anyone. So that's another hard thing living in France, I would say. Luckily, I've been working on my French. Another question is like, what do you do? So a lot of things I do here, aside from real estate, I do help Americans buy and sell in Europe. So if you do want to buy a house, I can help you in France. I can help you in Switzerland. I live very close to Switzerland, in Geneva, and Portugal, and anywhere in the European nation in the EU, I can help you. I work with several agencies that I work with to help ease the transaction for Americans. I know it's very difficult, and help them with the legalities and everything that they need to have a successful close of their sale or buying property. So hit me up on Instagram, or my email, Tina E. Whitaker is my Instagram handle, and tinaewhitaker@gmail is my email. I'll leave it below as well. So real estate is what I do, and take French class. What other questions? And hopefully doing more plus size modeling in the European market. Am I single? Ooh, I think we should end this here because this video is getting a little bit long. I would say I'm not lonely. I definitely have company and friends that I've made, but maybe I'm just waiting for that right one. We'll see. So I'm ready to mingle, I'll say that. And the last question is kind of ties into that. How do you make friends when you're in another country? Well, I joined like meetup groups. I have a dog, so that really brings on like a lot of like friendly people who like dogs. I take French classes, so I'm really like have made friends with some of my professors, which I love. Not so much the students, for whatever reason. Like, we're all from different countries. We're from Serbia. We're from Colombia, countries in Africa. So we're like all different cultures and all different ages. So it's a little bit difficult, I think. But the teachers I've really, for whatever reason, bonded with. And I'm really thankful for my experience. So that's all the questions I have for you this time. continue this conversation below. If you want to, leave a comment below, just do it. Thank you for all the donations. I will leave my PayPal below if you want to donate. Buy me lunch, buy me a coffee, buy me a car, whatever you want, whatever you want. Join me on Instagram, like this video and share. And I will see you next time. Bisous. Bonsoir.